Good morning, Clearbranch kids. I'm so excited to be here to talk to you about a whole brand new month, and that means a whole brand new theme. And this month, we're going to be focusing on commitment. Now, commitment is a really big word, and it has a really big meaning. So, what exactly does commitment mean? Well, it means making a plan, putting it into action, and seeing it all the way through to the end. And any of you who have ever started learning something new or playing a new sport, you know that commitment can be a lot harder than it sounds. So that's why this month we're going to get some help from the Bible and learning how we can be better at commitment. So this week, we're going to start with the first part of our training plan, and that is to practice hearing from God. Now, why would we do that? Well, we know that God has a wonderful plan for our lives, better than our plan could ever be. But we don't always know what that plan is. But the Bible tells us in Psalm 119 that God's word, his word in the Bible, can be like a lamp for us in a dark room or a light to light our path as we're moving throughout our lives. And so if any of you have ever had a time in your life when you felt like you were in the dark, maybe you were scared or confused or hurting or just didn't know what was going to happen next, and that made you feel afraid, well, that's where it comes in handy that we need to be practicing hearing from God. We need to be reading God's word and spending time with him in prayer. But that's great, but that brings us to the second part. While when we have these times, and really every day it's a time that we should be practicing this, how do we know when we're hearing from God? And that's the tricky part. It would be so wonderful and simple if there was just a big booming voice from above that would say, Melanie, you should make this decision or this choice. But often that's not the way that it works. And that's why we practice. The more that we spend time in God's word, reading what he has to say to us in the Bible, the more that we spend time with God quietly, just listening or in prayer, the better we get at it, just like anything else in life. And so sometimes the answers to those prayers or hearing from God sounds like advice, godly, loving advice from a teacher or a parent. Or maybe it sounds like a new opportunity opening up for you that you feel a tug in your heart that you should say yes to. Or sometimes that's a tug in your heart that you shouldn't make a certain choice. And I feel like God always shows us when we've made the choice that he has for us. And that's different for every person. But guys, the bottom line is this. We have to practice. Just like anything else, to be good at it, we have to practice hearing from God. And so that, guys, is our commitment for this week. Practice hearing from God.